Hi everyone, it's Krista, and I'm excited to walk you through this homeschool tracker Google Sheet. This is the second version of my tracker. I created this version based on requests from other homeschooling parents who wanted all of the planning and record keeping features of my other tracker, but didn't want to track daily homeschool hours. So if you do need to record instructional hours, please look into the original version of this tracker. I will link both the tracker and the tutorial in the description below. So this particular version helps you plan and track attendance, record subjects covered and curriculum used, keep notes on projects, field trips, and other learning activities, log evaluations and assessments, and keep a record of both read aloud and independently read books. This tracker is interactive and easy to use. It's flexible enough to fit a wide variety of homeschool styles. And best of all, it's reusable year after year, so you only need to purchase it once. All right, let's jump into how everything works. Because homeschool families start their school year at different times, I've included 4 calendar options. When you first purchase the tracker, you'll receive this PDF and it includes all download options in it, so you can choose which one best matches your schedule. There's January to December, July through June, August through July, or September through August. Once you open the tracker, you'll see that it's organized into 4 tabs. There's the Year tab, the Tracker tab, the Summary tab, and the Print tab. Let's go over the Year tab first. The Year tab is where you can make a general overview plan for your homeschool year. The first thing you want to do is make sure that the years in the green banner are the years you want to be tracking. Mine is currently set to track 2026 to 2027, but if I'm going to be using this tracker for the following year, I'll have to come in here and set the years to 2027 to 2028. So watch the calendars closely as I update the years, and you can see that they will automatically change to reflect the new school year. I have it set so that every calendar throughout this entire sheet will automatically update to match whatever years you put into this green banner. I really love this feature because it allows the sheet to be easily reused year after year. So now that you have the appropriate years in the green banner, you can start filling out the annual calendar to make an anticipated schedule for the year. You could do this by checking individual boxes, or if you want to save time, you can hold down the Command key on a Mac or the Control key on a PC and highlight multiple days at one time. Once you have all of the days selected, you just press the space bar and it'll automatically check all the dates that you had highlighted. And then you can go through and uncheck any days that you anticipate taking off for holidays, birthdays, vacations, or for whatever your needs might be. Keep in mind that this is just your plan and you can come back and edit this year tab at any time throughout the year. If we look to the right of the calendar, we'll see this green box that has the total planned school days and the total needed school days. You can edit the total needed school days to match whatever your state requirements are. Here in Colorado, we need to record at least 172 days per year, so that's what I have in the box. But say your legislation states that you need to document at least 185 days per year. Then you would just put 185 in that space. The number in the planned school day space is auto-calculated based on the number of boxes that you have checked in your annual calendar. You can see that this number changes as I check and uncheck the boxes. Don't try to edit this number or it'll erase the formula that's doing the calculating for you. The whole purpose of this green box is to provide a quick reference as you're planning your school year to see whether you're on track to meet your required number of days or if you still need to add some more school days to your year. I want to mention one more thing before we move on. Each of the date cells in the calendars is a formula. If you were to accidentally edit or erase one of these, it would break the functionality of the sheet. If you happen to do this, simply hit undo to bring the formulas back to their original state. Okay, let's move on to the Tracker tab. This is what the Tracker tab looks like. I filled it out to some extent so you can see what it looks like when it's in use. In the calendars, each date has a checkbox, which can be used to mark each completed school day. All checked days are automatically summed in the blue boxes below each calendar and in the Summary tab, making it easy for you to track your child's attendance. The blue boxes show the total attendance for each month, as well as a running total of your school year to date. You can see that in August, we completed 10 school days this month, and since it's our first month of the year, our annual total also shows 10 days. But if we scroll down to September, you can see that we did 19 days of school this month and we're 29 days in for the year. You can use these blue boxes to help you monitor your progress and stay on track. I want to share one more thing about these green months before moving on. Let's go down to January and say that we're moving along and following our planned schedule. We did school Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but then someone gets sick or for some reason we're unable to complete school on Thursday or Friday. I simply wouldn't check those dates. And then say we have an opportunity to go on a little field trip or somehow make up a day of school on Sunday. So I can check the box on Sunday to mark that as a completed day. Now you can see that there's a discrepancy between my plan, the orange days, and what we actually completed. Because the auto calculation of attendance is based on the checkboxes in these tracker tab calendars and not on any of the orange or plan days, my attendance log currently is accurate. So for the sake of accurate logging of our school days, I could just leave it like this, but personally, I like to retroactively correct my plan days in the year tab to match the schedule that I've logged in my tracker tab. Not only does this make the calendars look cleaner in the tracker tab, but it also keeps my year tab up to date so that I can still use it as a reference if I want to make schedule changes mid-year. For example, let's say in March, I want to try going down to 4 days per week. I can come in and remove Fridays from the planned calendar and still get an accurate representation of how many planned school days we have. So this gives me the ability to modify our plan with more confidence. Okay, let's move to the subjects column of the tracker tab. What I do is make a list of all the required subjects for my state, and I bold them and list them under each month. And as we go through each month, if we cover one of the subjects, I put a check mark by it. And then to the right in this notes section, I'll write a little bit about what we did to cover that subject. So maybe lessons that we completed, or books that we read, or experiments we did, field trips, etc. I try to keep it fairly concise so that we have enough information to remember what we did without making the whole page feel overwhelming. And of course, you're probably going to want to cover subjects that are not on your required subject list from your state. And so you can add any subject that you'd like in the lines provided in the subjects list. You don't have to copy the required subjects list for your state to each month, but I would recommend putting them in there at least once, because as soon as you enter a subject into any place in your subjects list on your tracker tab, it will make a copy of it in the summary tab under the subjects heading here. So you can see that any of the subjects that I had in the tracker tab that I've put a check mark next to will fall under the taught category because they've been covered at some point during the year. But if any of the subjects that I've listed in the tracker tab do not have a check mark by them, then they'll fall into this remaining category because we have yet to cover them. So by listing all of your required subjects at least once in the tracker tab, you'll ensure that you can use this summary space as a quick check to make sure that you are covering all of your state's required subjects. All right, let's finish up by talking about the rest of this summary tab. Up in the left-hand corner, you can see your annual totals. This shows you your number of completed days, and then I also pulled in the number of planned days and the number of legally required days for comparison. And below that is your subjects list, which will automatically filter your subjects like we discussed so that you can quickly see what subjects you've covered and which you have yet to go over. And to the right of this is the curriculum overview section. This is a space for you to record which curriculum you've used for each subject. This can be a great tool when you're planning your year so you can organize your thoughts of what curriculum you think you'll use for each subject. And you can update it as you go throughout the year. Maybe you didn't use a curriculum you thought you would, or you switched partway through the year. You can keep the list accurate as you go. Okay, moving to the right a little further, you'll see the evaluations and assessments section. Every state and homeschool family kind of differs on their requirements or preferences for how to do the evaluations and assessments. If you complete either of these during the year, then this is a place where you can record the results. Notice in this example that I have here, I put a link to a Google Drive document. If you have documents that have more details for the assessment or evaluation that you've completed, You can upload it to your Google Drive and then link it through your sheet by copying the document in your drive and then right-clicking where you want the link to go and just selecting Insert Link. Links aren't necessary, but they can be a really great way to organize your information. Evaluation results also aren't the only place that you can use links. Some people choose to link uploaded assignments or photos of activities throughout the tracker as well. Moving even further to the right, I have a favorite book section and a favorite activities section. These sections are flexible. Feel free to change the headings and track something different to make it your own and record what feels important for your family. Okay, up to this point, we have covered everything you need to know to use this tracker successfully. But before I go, I do want to show you this optional fourth tab that I've built. I personally enjoy being able to keep all of our homeschool records online, but I know some families like to have a physical copy of their records, and so I built this fourth print tab to create a more printer-friendly version of your year. It uses formulas to automatically pull information from your tracker and summary tabs. So all you have to do when you get to the end of the year is go to this print tab and click print. And then this page pops up and you can print it as it is. But I like to change a couple options to clean it up a bit. So I go down to formatting, unselect the show grid lines, and then I like to put in a custom page break because as you see, the way it is, it will print everything, but it chops stuff off in weird places. So I set the custom page breaks, and the first time you click this, it'll say set custom page breaks. Because I've already set mine up, it automatically remembers where I've set my page breaks for. And this way, all my summary stuff fits on one page, and then I have 2 months on every page after that. If you want to edit your page breaks, you just click edit, and then it pulls up this page, which is also the page that you see when you initially click the set custom page breaks. And you'll see these lines, which are the page breaks, and you can move them wherever you want. So I have mine set at the end of the summary information, and then at the end of September, the end of November, and every 2 months after that. You can also easily add or remove page breaks. If you want to remove them, you just hover over the line and you'll see the little X pop up. You can click it and it takes it out. When you're all done, you just select Confirm Breaks and it'll give you the print preview. You can look it over, make sure it looks good, and then print a copy of your records for your file. And that's everything for the Homeschool Tracker. Thank you so much for being here and for taking the time to watch. I hope that this gives you a simple and non-overwhelming way to stay organized and to actually enjoy tracking your homeschool days. If you're interested in using the tracker, I'll link it in the notes below. And if this was helpful, it would mean so much if you share it with another homeschool family. Thanks again for your support. It truly means a ton to my family and I. And if you have any questions, let me know. I hope you have a great day.